Tomás.
Good evening, everyone. It's 6 o'clock. We'd like to go ahead and start the meeting. First off, I'm going to call the order. There are all 5 councilmen here. Next on the agenda, we have to stand up and take and do the pledge of allegiance. All rise, please, and remove your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. As I said, all 5 council members are here. The roll call is done. First item on the agenda is consider approving the minutes held on October 25th.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion's been made, second by Bob Nutting. All in favor? Next up on the agenda is local resident, Mr. Alan Sturdivant.
Yes, sir.
Has brought to me an idea. I'd like to talk about it. So present your idea, sir. Can you tell everyone who you are, please? I'm sorry.
You want to stand up too?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I might fall over. My name is Alan Thurman, resident of Oakland forever. The transfer station, it doesn't make for a hygienically pleasing place to go. You back up, you dump your garbage, and then the next guy has to walk through everybody else's garbage. You're always walking through other people's garbage. When it rains, there's an 1/8 of an inch of this gray sludge that just comes out from underneath garbage. It's just, and then you have to walk through it to get your garbage out, to get your truck, and you smell the truck up to the shoes. And in any event, I'm not complaining. I really appreciate having a transfer station, but it would make sense to me if we could change the elevation, okay, of the box trailer that's in there. If we could change the elevation and lower that, or raise where the residents back up, so people can back up to the cement wall and simply throw their trash into the truck. Okay, to me that makes a lot of sense. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to throw your trash on the floor, then have a tractor come along with a bucket, pick it up, put it in the truck. So my proposal is that we change the elevation, and that would be so older people, I guess, or disabled people, you can't really throw it up into the truck. You'd have to change the elevation, okay? But then you throw the stuff into the truck directly, keeps it off the floor, the ground. You don't need to bring a tractor in, pick it up the bucket loader, put it in. That's just kind of counterproductive if one was to ask me. And just hygienically, it just makes sense, I think, to keep the garbage up. That's one issue. I actually have 2 others that I didn't talk to you about. Can I speak with them?
Absolutely.
The other issue is recycling. I think recycling is very important. I think we need to encourage recycling. I feel our transfer station discourages recycling because of the way it's laid out. If you pull in there, you have to go to one building and get rid of cardboard boxes and cans and bottles or whatever, and then you can back up, dump out your garbage, however you want to do it, and then metal goes over here. It's like, if we could just simply have maybe some self-dumping hoppers where we dump our garbage. One is for cardboard, one is for cans, one is for glass products, and then have a rig of forklift, the forks on the loader come in and pick those up and go dump them somewhere, you know, in a place that's selected by whoever. That would encourage people to recycle. It's like think of it as one-stop shopping, basically. Throw your garbage, throw your stuff in. I would welcome anybody here to go view the transfer station in the town of St. George. It is such a neat place to go. You pull up, your garbage goes in that. it's a little cubby hole, and there's a dumpster down below. You go to the next one, that's where your last product go, you go to the next one, your number 2 plastic goes there, and you drive off. It's perfectly clean, it's just, I would encourage anybody to go visit it, it's quite a ride, but it's a really nice transfer station. So then you come to the Oakland one, and it's just filthy when you have to get back in your vehicle, it's really quite disgusting. So that's my, and again, I'm not complaining, I appreciate having it, but it's an issue that I think we could certainly do better on. It would probably be quite expensive to change the layout of those floors, but it's up to you guys, I guess, to hash over, or whoever makes that decision. I have no idea how the town government works. But the third thing I have is there's a sign in front of the metal pile saying, taking anything from this metal pile is theft. Okay. I'd like to quote Lenny Goff, basically, it's like, choose your battles. I think that's kind of a ridiculous thing to have there. What's the problem with, if there's a trailer hitch ball sitting there, and I want one of taking that, or a piece of angle line, then I might be able to use on my tractor in taking that. I don't see the issue with it, and it may not be something in any of our control. It might be an insurance issue. I don't know. I don't have a clue. But it's like, there's a sign up there with big letters, it's theft, taking the thing from here, and I'm thinking, choose your battles. It's like, there's no harm that I can see from taking a piece of 3-foot long channel iron or angle iron or something out of that pile, throwing it in my truck, and whoever left it there paid for it. The Oakland's double dipping on it, as far as I know. We charge for the residents to dump it, and then I'm sure we resell it to MSR or Larry down here.
You pay nothing for metals. You pay nothing for metals to drop metals.
I stand corrected. Okay, I thought we paid to get rid. I thought we had to go across the scales. Okay, I don't take it there. I simply turn it in and get money for it. I never take it there, but I like to take a piece now and then. But the sign says that like, and I have a problem with that, because I don't think it's I don't think we should limit it. If somebody wants to
We
take,
addressed that issue a few years ago, and there was a gentleman like to come in and pick through the transfer station. And it is an insurance issue. If he steps on a nail, if he steps and gets hurt or breaks a leg, if we have one doing it, how many more are we gonna have doing it? Right? So, and we just can't let people.
understand. That's why there may be something we can't do anything about, but.
Right, and that's why it's there. It's exactly why it's there.
But sometimes there's nothing wrong with turning a blind eye at something.
Do we turn a blind eye 100% of the time or just once? And then, no, and then when someone gets hurt, go ahead, ma'am.
I know that previous town manager had filled me in on an issue up there, that there was a resident that was filling their truck with metal and taking it and getting money. So that's why the sign is there.
And I understand that, and I sympathize with that, but don't penalize the entire community. You know, I take care of that issue, but don't penalize the entire community. But that's fine. But
Hang on, Dave, 1 second, Mr. Wrigley.
The transfer station committee looked at those issues a few years ago, Alan, and most of what you brought up were studied and considered to be good ideas, except that it took money, capital expense. They wanted to enlarge the recycling building, so you just drove by and there was a bin, you throw it through or open it in the wall, and it goes into a bin inside,
Sure,
and
sure.
they got the forklift in there to dump it when it's full, and you don't have to go in and out and in and out. You just drive by the bins. All it would take was a roof over it and a little longer driveway, but it is a capital expense that we'd have to have. And the other issue up at the dumping pad was more money to do something that would fix
Is that
that,
right?
and basically it's
too bad that hadn't been done when we originally
Yes.
designed that
If we
building.
had the transfer station before we built this one to look at, it would have been built different, I'm sure. Because you should have it throw it down on another level and drive off, not have to walk around in it.
Yeah.
I mean, the pigeons are in there, and
Yeah.
it is a slimy mess on a rainy day,
But even other than that, it makes no sense to throw something on the floor for somebody else to have to pick up and put it where.
Well,
it just
the
doesn't. make
reason
any
for
sense.
that was they pack it in the truck with the bucket loader. They reach over the side, that's why the trailer sits down low. they reach over the side and jam it down with their bucket because they want to get enough weight into those
Yeah.
containers rather than hauling them half full.
Yeah, understand. The other issue, Dana, is there would have to be some other kind of, bay, if you will, because I know garbage truck come in there, like Gregory's, or I think he comes in for Waterville, doesn't it? Or somebody brings their garbage in there, right, in the trucks, dump it, so the traffic can pick it up, and the other truck,
But they could back up to a wall and dump it over the wall too.
yeah, and that's right, they could, but I said a third of the building or whatever would have to have a separate
Those
bay.
issues were looked at, Alan, and they were considered good ideas, except it would take a pretty major rebuild. And at the time, we was into this, where our garbage was gonna go, our rubbish. We're a member of the MRC up in, Hamden. The plant's been shut down for a while, and it's getting in the process of reopening now. And, we're taking our trash to the transfer station up in Norwich Walk, and it's being landfilled rather than recycled. And that plant up there, while it was running, was recycling 60% of the stuff that was hauled in there. We were already taking a lot of the good stuff out.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to take
there
some.
was a lot of changes being done in the whole process at that time.
Yeah, okay. Would it be possible, feasible to have like, I don't know, an architect or some kind of a building engineer to look at that and price it out and put it before the,
Certainly, all we gotta do is get our town manager to get that committee going again, and, we got an engineer here in town that but he's pretty busy on the Oak Street project right now, but after that, he might be able to put some time into it. But there's a
at least
lot,
look at it and put it to the people and say, hey,
and that committee went around and looked at some other ones, just like you did, and got some good ideas from other ones.
Dave?
Just, Alan, just two quick comments. I don't work at the transfer station, but I know that they have special tires on the tractor to crush all that. So they ride over all the trash prior to the packing, like Dana said. So it does squish everything down so you can get more into a dumpster. I'm not opposed to bringing up the transfer committee again. I have issue with the debris that is on the town farm road. Town farm road and Summer Street going to the landfill just looks like crap. And I don't know whose responsibility that is to pick it up, but I think we need to address that.
and 55 years ago, when I used to ride my bicycle down there, we used to go and shoot rats at the dump. It was the same way. I mean, you're probably never gonna change that because it's gonna blow out of people's vehicles and some people are irresponsible and they won't pick it up, basically. But you are gonna have that, but.
Bob, Dawn, nothing. We will ask the town manager to look into starting the committee back up, transfer committee, and we'll go from there. And I think we're always looking for good volunteers to be on the transfer committee.
Yes, we are.
Here, you're awesome. Alan Sturdivant, you want his phone number? I do have that.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
But if that is, even if that's too expensive, I can understand that, I get that.
But why not be on a committee and take a look?
Yeah, but at least let's encourage recycling.
Yes.
I mean, that wouldn't cost a lot of money, just put some self-dumping office in there. Put a sign on it, cardboard, cans, it wouldn't take a lot.
Just one more comment, the recycling part, we're saving a lot of money with that because rather than spending $80 a ton plus transportation to get rid of it, we're getting $250 a ton for some of it. So there's quite a difference. You add 80 to 250, and that's what we're saving a ton on some products.
Right,
So
if I understand what you're saying, is if somebody takes it to the other building to recycle,
if it gets recycled.
if it does,
Right,
that's the point I'm trying to make, it's not happening.
because anything that's in that recycling building, if
Yeah.
it was in the other
Yeah.
pile, we were spending $80 plus transportation to get rid of
Okay.
it per ton.
Okay, but I snapped a picture the other day when I was there, just because I wanted to be able to show you guys the wall, we had a way to put it up, but in any event. I got looking at it the other night and it's like, it's all cardboard, it's because people are not recycling, because it's too difficult to recycle at that transfer station.
Okay, moving on. Next item up is a budget calendar, and you are going to volunteer, thank you. Budget calendar.
Yes, so in your packets, budget season's right around the corner. We gotta get moving on it, to have everything ready in time. There was one conflict, so I did change Tuesday, February 20th to Wednesday, February 21st. And that's the night of the follow-up discussion and the meeting where we can make changes to the budget before the final vote on the articles, so. If you guys approve this, I can send it out to the committee tomorrow. I know a few of them are in need of it.
She made that change for me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. That's.
Are you ready to have us vote on, what we want you to show us in the budget for, CPI?
That's next, yeah. We're doing the calendar first,
Okay,
and then we're gonna do CPI.
okay.
So any conflicts with that, anyone of you? All good, Mr. Nutting? Mr. Woman?
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, we waited. I'll make a motion, we accept that, the budget committee calendar.
Second.
Motion made second, all in favor? Good. Next item up,
So cost of living, this will help me get wages and stuff started. That's the biggest part of our budget. On the CPI this year, we used the Northeast Region CPI of September. And it came in at 3% CPI. And in this 10-year average in the packets, we are still 1% below the Northeast CPI. But with the way things are and expenses, I think the recommendation is to go with the full CPI of 3% this year.
I make a motion, we authorize the interim town manager to bring us a budget with a 3% CPI to the budget and advisory and the council to look at.
motion is made second by Mr. Nutting, all in favor?
Thank you.
Next item up is, Memorial Hall. And I believe
No,
Kelly.
the
is going to give us- What's that?
assessing revaluation.
Oh, sorry. Nothing was scheduled, don't bring over that. Sorry.
So we've already approved to do a revow in 2026. The company has proposed a payment schedule for our revaluation, which is in your packets as well. We've already put aside $100,000 this year. They want us to start payments in January. So from January to June, we would pay $72,000, which would leave a $28,000 carryover to next year. So next year, we would budget $94,400. And we would make monthly payments to this company. And then in 2026 would be our biggest year of $125,200. And then FY 27, there would be two small payments for $20,400. So this is a great budgeting tool for knowing what we're gonna, need to pay and need to budget. So it's an option. It's better than paying, $300,000 all at once.
Yeah. I like that.
Because interest rates are still high, so we're still earning money.
So
on
tell
our-
me again, tell us again how
Yeah.
you get the payments beginning in January. Is that out of the 100,000
Yes.
that we already have?
Yes,
And then by the time we get to the
June,
need more, we'll,
right,
We'll
so
have
when
another
we're
town
when I'm
meeting.
putting the budget together, I'm gonna budget $94,400 for next year.
gotcha.
And carry over the 28 that's left over from this
Got
year.
it.
Question, comments?
You need a.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah.
What's the total that we're paying?
$340,000. Because we're not going with their software, it's an additional cost to have them transfer everything into our system. I think Nicole spoke about that.
It's
So,
a trio rather than whatever the name of theirs.
yeah, I don't even know, but we want to keep everything in Trio. It's just easier.
I'd make a motion, we authorize,
Does it lock us in so that they can't raise the amount?
Yes,
I'd make a motion, we authorize our interim town manager to put this in the budget and plan for these payments.
Motion made, second by Dave Grover, all in favor?
Thank you. Hmm?
Now I'll go on to Memorial Hall.
Yes, now Memorial Hall.
Just a update on Memorial Hall, please.
Yep, and I've asked our chair, Kelly Roderick, to present.
We met yesterday, after several months of not meeting, and Michelle, our grant writer, gave us a good explanation and update on outstanding grants. We have, a good sized grant pending with Senator King's office. And some of the other grants that weren't accepted, this time around are gonna be resubmitted again, with some tweaking, to make it more detail specific. Fundraising continues to be ongoing, and we have quite a few fundraisers coming up, one being Breakfast with Santa. I know these are all small, but this has been what has been surviving us and keeping us moving forward with projects that need to be done. I believe we have like $14,000 in our account.
We do.
Something to that effect. We discussed again, the tree being cut down, and Kelly has informed me that that will happen tomorrow
Monday.
or Monday, that will happen Monday. That tree will be cut down in front of Memorial Hall that's encroaching on the wall. And starting to undermine that, so that will be taken care of, so that's
And it was approved by the council in July.
July.
We'll get it down before the snow flies.
Yep, so that's it, we meet again in January.
Is this a free cutting of the tree? Because didn't you have something before? Past town manager said you thought you might be able to get something free for cutting the tree,
I
or just?
tried and it was not successful.
That's, I didn't know, I was kind of excited to get something free. Well, you know.
AJ,
We thought CMP would cut it for free.
Yep.
But it's not a CMP line that's going through the tree, it's a spectrum line that's going through the tree,
yeah,
so they won't.
and AJ hired an arborist who's going to cut the tree. They're gonna piece it down and then stump it and grind the stump, so it's gonna be. nice.
Kevin, you had a question?
I had a question on what you're gonna do with the wood. Is there a needy family maybe in Oakland?
What we usually do
First
is
of the wood pile.
we put it in the wood pile down here, and people come in to see Jan for fuel assistance or whatever, and they give it away like that. Am I right? Unless I stepped on toes.
No, that's exactly what the plan was, when we
Yeah.
originally talked about it.
I'll check,
And
I'll double
usually
check with
what
AJ,
happens
but
when the town cuts down trees, they go down there and the crews cut them up.
And people come in to get fuel assistance, and that's what we do. Further discussions, questions? Being none, we'll move on. Next thing is discussing a retroactive stipends back from 10-6, Kelly. And
yep, so I think at the October meeting, you approved, 4 employees to get a stipend just with the added duties. And then it was brought to my attention that to ask for, the stipend to go back to retroact to, October 6th, which was the resignation day of the former town manager. It equates to $1,350. It's not giant amount of money, but
questions?
I'll just say, I wasn't present for that meeting. I agree with Kelly getting her stipend and go back to the 6, but I won't vote for the remainder. They're all duties that should have been taken care of by them, so.
I'd make a motion, we go back to that date, that's when there was a person shot, everybody had to change their duties that they did in the town office, so.
I mean, these girls have busted their butts since August. Especially Abby. It's just been,
So motions were made to go back to 10-6. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Nutting, all in favor? Opposed?
thank you.
The next item up is Kelly has added one more item, or 2 more items of
3.
email addresses, sorry, three more.
Yeah,
Email addresses.
So email addresses were sent today. You all have your logins. Information, your username and your password. So you can get on it through a website or download the Microsoft Outlook app on your phone. But you need to know your Apple password to get in and do that.
Boy, is that allowed.
Because we just tried to do.
Just try to help Mike do his
We hit a brick wall.
brick wall.
Pretending we know how to do it.
Yeah, so
We will be at the town office tomorrow.
these are gonna go live on the website tomorrow. We'll change everybody's email address on our town page. Probably put it on Facebook as well, so that it's out there.
Good.
We did generic, so he's chair at oaklandmaine.us and vice chair at oaklandmaine.us and counselor 1, 2, and 3 at oaklandmaine.us. So as councils come and go, the email will stay with the person.
And on the website, all their emails are listed under their pictures, so you know who you're emailing. So I'm gonna get rid of what is there now, replace it with the town emails. And then when I post it on Facebook, I'll put the email and then their name next to it. There won't be pictures there, but you'll know.
So. Yay, that's done. The dams committee, yeah,
So this is assuming we're all putting it onto our cell phone. Is it usable on a desktop?
yes, the last paragraph,
Outlook mobile app.
read the second paragraph. Or. Right,
And who is the person who's gonna come to the house?
you can't type in a website?
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't necessarily go through. It says change your browser or something like that. So I haven't tried it yet,
Okay,
but it doesn't necessarily work as you. I guess my question is, I don't have any problems doing it, but I just want to know who it is we should contact, should we have.
probably one of us. We'll try it first, so it's free. If we call MTG, it's,
You know, I don't want to add an expense, so I just want to,
yeah,
you know, the desktops, the mobile apps and all those work so differently.
right. Well, the mobile, yeah,
And are we gonna be able to change our password once we get?
yes, it'll prompt you to change your
I
password.
assume so.
Yes.
For the question, go ahead and kill the next one.
So, Don came in and mentioned that the dams committee needs an additional person and an alternate. I think Ella did that previously. And we spoke about, it would be great to have Boyd on that committee because he's an engineer. And they have a lot of projects coming up with the dam in Belgrade. And I spoke with Boyd and he would love to, so. I told him it's the first Monday of the month. Usually,
Well, it's a Monday.
it's a Monday, okay.
It does change, but it's.
Okay.
I try to be consistent, I'm not sure.
Yeah. If it's pretty consistent,
What was this? Second.
this is the third week.
What
of-
was the third? What was this one?
Okay, third. Okay, well, if you could find out the future schedule, that would be
They
great.
often cancel them for different reasons and change everything.
Okay, well, he'll do it. So we'll get
And
him
the
up.
intent is that, you know, both of us don't need to be there. It's nice to have two people, but for Boyd, it's really something that he should be involved in. For example, we're going to have a budget item this year for monies to the dam committee, which we do every year because they maintain the Salmon Lake Dam, the East Pond, et cetera, et cetera. And they're old and they're in various stages of disrepair. And currently we're working on the village dam in Belgrade, and they originally had $150,000 that we have as a reserve to pay for the repairs. Well, when the group got in there and started working, they found out there was more underneath that needs to be done for another $40,000. So they become expensive projects, and Boyd
would understand a lot better than most of us exactly what they're talking about when they do that. So I'm glad that he.
Yep.
And if he can't be there, then definitely I would suggest he's not the alternate, but I would suggest that he be the actual one and I alternate. And it doesn't make any difference, everybody gets the same votes, but he's more knowledgeable.
I make a motion, we replace our former town manager with Boyd Snowden on the dams committee.
Motion is made, seconded by Don Bowman, second by Don, all in favor? See, Al and other people volunteer too.
And then the last thing I have is Boyd. I had sent the business agenda out to all the department heads and said, is there anything you want to add or discuss? Want me to bring up to the council? And Boyd just wrote back that Littlefield Construction started their work on Lower Oak Street. The work is going to be about a month, and then they'll likely shut down until spring. Should have Lower Oak Street completely finished and connected. Not sure if they will get to Railroad Ave or the 13 manhole replacements on Oak Street and Sawtell. So he's gonna keep me posted in the progress and I'll keep you posted. I had my first complaint this morning about the school traffic and White Panther started at 8:30.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
The next three items are, we're going to enter into executive session. So I don't know if there'll be any voting on anything, so if you'd like to sit out in the hall or sit out in the vehicle and wait, you just let us know and we'll contact you back, but I don't believe there's gonna be much of any voting on anything here tonight, so. For all of you, thank you for coming, and if you are gonna wait, please let us know, so we can make, get you